I got the invitation to go on this Armed Lutheran radio show, though. You know this guy? Have you seen this? There's two things that I would like to say that make me feel safe. Number one, the fact that there is a radio show called the Armed Lutheran Podcast somewhere in the world. That makes me feel safe.
Bringing you law, gospel, and guns. This is Armed Lutheran Radio.
Hey folks, welcome to Armed Lutheran Radio, a show about guns, hunting, competitive shooting, the natural right of self-defense, and what God's Word says about the issues surrounding gun rights and gun ownership. I'm your host, Lloyd Bailey. Welcome to episode number 470. This is the December online hangout for the Reformation Gun Club, the supporters of Armed Lutheran Radio. And I don't know why my camera is so fuzzy. It may be the lighting. So if you're watching this on YouTube, I apologize. I'm not doing soft lighting to try to make myself look better. That's not possible. Anyway, if you would like to get an invite to an online hangout next year, 2026, come join the Reformation Gun Club at reformationgunclub.com or look for a link in the show notes for this or any of our previous episodes. So let's go ahead and get started. We haven't had an online hangout in a while. So it looks like we've got 4 of our supporters hanging out with us tonight so far. Hopefully more will join in. Stuart and Tim and Donny is here and David. Stuart is swimming with the alligators.
Gatorland is fun. I highly recommend that old park.
Nice. Welcome, guys. How is everybody?
Doing great.
Doing good.
All right. Well, let's go around the horn and see how everybody is. Donny, how are you, sir? Sporting a stash.
That's in honor of my dad who passed away like 24 years ago. And actually almost 25 years ago. And it's getting shaved off before it normally does because I had my right hip replaced in February. I'm having my left hip replaced on the 21st of January.
Oh, so you're counting down the days.
Yep. And I weighed the other day. A year ago now, I was 200 pounds. Now I weigh 168 pounds.
Holy cow. Well, you look great.
Yeah, yep. And then Peter's here for about another week and a half, something like that. He goes back on the 4th of January for his final semester of seminary.
Very good. What have you been doing since we were last together? I know we didn't get together for November, so.
Well, I did join you from the airport, and we went out to East Tennessee, saw the Great Smoky Mountains. They were fantastic with about 1 million people driving down the road there. And went to Dollywood, got to see a couple Grand Ole Opry stars, Rhonda Vincent and the Rage and Daly and Vincent, which they're the only members of the Grand Ole Opry that are brother and sister from different groups.
Okay.
So that was fun. I've now seen both of those groups twice, but that was a lot of fun. Got to get our picture taken with them, and stuff. So we had a lot of fun there. Did a little hunting, not successful this year in terms of getting something to eat, but always successful in getting time. Rode the bicycle about 30 miles a day until I couldn't do it anymore.
Holy cow.
That has a lot to do with losing the weight, I'm sure. And the day we went to my wife's family, side of the family Christmas, and we were a little disappointed today because our favorite football team, the University of Montana, lost to Montana State University and the semifinal of the Division One FCS. So there will be a team for Montana in there.
Well, very good, very
Yeah.
good. Well, it's great to see you, and I'm sorry we didn't get together last month, and I'm hoping you got big plans. We'll talk about Christmas here in a minute.
Yeah.
I want to get around the horn and get caught up. David, what are you up to? What have you been up to, and how are you?
Oh, doing great. So much music, man. Just concert. Worship services now. Not only my own church, but friends' church, all the way from Episcopalian, Methodist, Baptist. No Lutheran ones, though. Darn.
Dang it.
I have Lutheran friends. They're just in Arizona this month.
They're just not, okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say they're just not musically inclined.
Oh, well, no, but
No.
they're good friends. Actually, there's another Lutheran friend, I guess I could have talked to, but haven't talked to them in a while. But but lots and lots and lots of music. So
Good.
that's about it. Not much time for anything else. Although my former employer did call me up and say that they had some money left over with my name on it. So if I wanted to earn a few bucks before the beginning of the new year to get it in there. So,
Okay.
hey, that sounds good to me.
Absolutely.
So, a couple of grand maybe. Mhm.
Cover Christmas. Very
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah. Well, we're planning a chorus tour to Ireland in May,
Right.
and going with the Episcopalian friends to Bristol, UK, for a weekend residence as choir there. So
Okay.
more singing.
More
Sounds
singing.
like fun. Yeah.
Whoever thought singing would take you places?
Oh, it has.
Yeah.
All around the country, all around the world. So,
All right. Tim's lost out in the woods, apparently.
No, this is home for me, Washington State. That's just the way it looks when I open up my door. Well, maybe not my door,
Nice.
but someone's door. Last we met, gosh, I think it was like September or something like that. Lots been going on since. It's just that these online hangouts tend to coincide with schedule conflicts, so that's why I was able to make it today. But since then, I took a class actually it was a retake of a class in urban combat with carbine,
Ooh,
and that was over at Firearms Academy of Seattle. That was awesome.
nice.
And, I also took a revolver class. It was actually the last class that Marty Hayes officiated. He died about a week after that, and he was getting up there in age anyway. But not only was it a good class, but I also managed to earn the master's certification in handgun during that class, and with a revolver no less, with a Colt Python. And I tell you what, that is one sweet revolver. I can shoot that with mags all day long and just feel great about what I hit.
Nice.
What else going on? Got a tour scheduled for Scotland in April, and this is my third trip out there. The first one went to Speyside Distilleries, and the second one we went to the west coast of Scotland, places like Oban and Tobermory, and where else did we go? The Goose Distillery, that's name escapes me. Glengoyne, there we go. Went to Glengoyne and a couple of others. And this trip coming up, we'll be going over to the wonderful world of Islay, my favorite place in the whole world for Scotch. Nice peaty Scotch out there. And we'll hit places like Lafroig and Ardbeg and Bowmore and Brooklady and Colilla, I think. That's one of my favorite distilleries out there. Bringing the wife along, she's not necessarily a Scotch aficionado, but she really likes Scotland. So it's the best of both worlds.
You're bringing the designated driver.
Actually, we have a designated driver. The tour operator we use is a little more expensive than your generic load them in a bus kind of tour groups. It's called a bespoke tour. In other words, we have a driver and we have an initial plan set up. And if we wish to deviate, we can do so. Our driver this time is a guy who's been known as the Malt Man of Scotland. He teaches at the university. He does a lot of consultation and advising for many of the distilleries. Old guy, well, older. He's 70-ish.
Right.
Very Scottish. I mean, he does everything but wear a kilt, but he's a very Scottish guy. Wonderful company, and the guy is just a wealth of knowledge. There's no way I can hold all that information in my head, but he's great as a tour guide. And we even got a couple of days in Glasgow all by ourselves. So we'll explore on our own and stumble around. But the first week of it is going to be nothing but a marvelous education in whiskey. Outside of that, you're pretty much caught up now.
Awesome. Well, when we do our hangout after you get back, you need to bring pictures, and David, you as well, when you're going in May, right? So we'll have a couple of months back to back of show and tell from.
Absolutely. I'll send some photos your way and you can share screens.
Nice.
Around the world.
Absolutely. Stu, besides avoiding getting eaten by alligators, what have you been up to?
That was this summer. Still recovering from shoulder surgery, but now I have to I hired a personal trainer to keep me on track. So I haven't been any shooting. So this is my so-called good arm or good side, so-called. So had nothing much. Just had people over last Sunday for those on the 1 year lectionary, the oh God, I love my brain. It doesn't work anymore. That's not La Terry. It's Gaudete Sunday. Rejoice.
Right.
Yeah.
Rejoice Sunday. So we rejoiced. Champagne punch, type of stuff. Food.
Okay. Nice. No alligators. That's
No
good.
alligators.
You're talking about your shoulder surgery and the way your backdrop is sort of cutting out the backdrop. It's also cutting out your shoulder, so it looks like
Yes.
you've had that one removed.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's because had to buy a new computer, and so I'm sitting in my recliner, and the pillow's beyond my head, and the picture sort of takes care of that, I guess. But,
All right. Very good. Well, back around the horn, back to Donny. What are your plans? We're going to do this for everyone. We're going to go back around. What are your plans for Christmas? What do you guys normally do for your family? What are your church plans or sightseeing plans? What do you normally do for Christmas? What do you got planned this year?
Well, with the church, I actually do take communion to shut-ins. Being we are vacant, we had our first call returned, so we got to start that over again. But and Peter, like I said, Peter is here, so he's going back in January early, so he can kind of have a lighter schedule towards the end of the semester. But we will go on Christmas Eve. I'm actually quite involved in the church with a lot of things. The call committee, I'm one of the elders. And then the other thing I told you about just there. But it's really been good. If you would have told me 10, 15 years ago that I'd be visiting elderly people in their 90s, I would have said, that's not my cup of tea, but it's something I really, really enjoy doing and feel that it's something I can really help those people out by being there and doing that. The people range from 98 years old to 79 years old. So And since my mother died a couple years ago, I can have a substitute mother, several substitute mothers.
You've been adopted?
Yeah. We'll go to church. We'll be having, like I said, we had with my wife's family today, and sometime later next week, maybe like a week from now, we should do my side of the family. I have a brother and sister that live in the Twin Cities area, and we've got that to do. And I know that I got a 3-pound prime rib that I'm going to smoke on Christmas Day. And we did the turkey thing on Thanksgiving, and we've gotten into Springer Mountain Farm chicken from North Carolina, and we can buy them at a store here. And I don't like chicken that much, but this stuff I love. We go to the store that has it, and we bought a whole chicken today when we were there, and we roast it, and it's okay. It's a lot better than turkey. We like it. We're going to have it tomorrow, and like I said, the prime rib on Thursday. So we have that to go on, and yeah.
My grandparents always called chicken yard bird. Because that's what they had running around in the yard.
Yeah.
David, how about you? What have you got planned, and what do you guys normally do?
Well, let's see. 4 Christmas Eve services. One of them, which is on Wednesday instead of Thursday.
Each of these involve you singing?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
How do you maintain your voice?
Carefully. A lot of hot liquids.
Okay.
Yeah. Constant. And one of the interesting things about your voice is if you think in terms of hydrating your voice, you need to start 24 hours ahead of time. So the way your body processes it in the vocal cords and that mechanism, you need to be 24 hours. Anything that's just like right now is just strictly for comfort. But as far as flexibility and anything that really affects the voice is 24 hours out. So 5, 6:30, 11:15 p.m., and then one the day before at 11:15 a.m.
Okay.
So those will be on 2 different service plans. So the 5 and 6:30, I'm in the choir directing, and the previous day and the 11:15 p.m. are on the alternate. The shorter service plan, and I'm singing and playing piano. So,
okay, it's not quite as hard on the voice.
No, it's worse. I'm not a great piano player, but 11:15 at night, nobody's going to care.
Nobody will notice. They're just glad you're doing it.
Yeah. The funny part, last year we had a pro guitarist come in, and he and I were doing "Oh Holy Night," and it turned into a sing along. It's like, okay, that late at night is different. It was really fun. So that in between services, one daughter will be over Christmas Day. We'll go see the other daughter. Donny, you mentioned the chicken. Ours will be honey baked ham because people gave us gift certificates to honey baked. So, yeah,
it's not a bad gift.
No, it's a lot of fun, and so yeah, gifting season. It's fun, and we enjoyed chasing down gifts for people this year, and but it was fun. Stu, I have a question for you. Is that your church?
Yeah, that's yes, it is.
Very nice looking place.
That is very nice.
Back when they used to build churches properly.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's gorgeous. Yeah. So,
And Mark is with us. Haven't seen you in ages.
Yep.
How are you?
Oh, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Yeah, life is good. Got 3 kiddos and I work in ministry and yeah, so good.
You're in what part of the country are you in again? Remind
Minnesota.
me. Minnesota. Okay. We got a bunch of Minnesota people.
Where are you at in Minnesota?
St. Paul.
Oh, we go to South Shore Trinity in White Bear Lake, Minnesota.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Very good. Well, we'll catch up with Mark. Be thinking about your Christmas plans here. I'm get Tim here. We're going around the horn, just telling everybody what, kind of explaining what you got planned for Christmas.
I will say, I also have kiddos to get to bed, so I may be out for a bit, and then try to come back. But I'm participating as I'm able. So
okay, all right. Let's get to Tim, and then we'll get back to Mark before the kids have to go down for the night. Tim, what are your plans for Christmas? What do you normally do? What do you got lined up this year?
Well, we'll see what I got going on here. I might have to bail out too in a little bit because salmon dinner does not last long. Once salmon's cooked, it is cooked, and you got to get on with it. Otherwise, it doesn't taste right. But outside of that, for Christmas, both my kids will be here. One's from California, one's a local. My dad will also join us Christmas Day. He's in his 90s. And he's still rumming along. I mean, a couple of joint replacements in his hands, but other than that, he's doing just great. I've got sheepdog duty on Christmas Eve, so I'll be doing that. We lock the doors and watch the parking lot, make sure no malfeasance walks in. A few years ago, we had someone had their catalytic converter ripped out of their car during the service. Of course, it's nighttime around here, right? So since then, we've established watches to make sure nastiness doesn't happen. We've also had some homeless folks come in with, let's just say, objects of offense, which we've quickly turned around. None of them turned out to be violent. I guess they just carry something for their own protection, but you don't open carry in a church you've never walked into before. That's just bad news.
Not a good idea.
Anyhow, that's the sheepdog part, and that'll be Christmas Eve. For Christmas dinner, we're really breaking from tradition. We're doing chili and, of course, the things that go along with it. Turkey, yeah, okay, it's traditional, I get it, but it is a huge mess to clean up afterwards. We spent hours cleaning the kitchen after a turkey, so forth, and none of us are really up to that this year. So we'll do the chili for Christmas Eve dinner. My daughter loves making charcuterie boards, so it's going to be a charcuterie dinner for Christmas Eve.
Okay.
Along with, the desserts and all the other little foo-foo things that go along with that. So we'll nibble all night. And that's pretty much our Christmas.
It's funny you guys would mention all the alternate dinner plans because my wife was out picking some things up tonight and ran across a couple of ladies who were talking about how they were going to do barbecue and wanted to know, is that okay if we do barbecue for dinner? And I was just thinking, yeah, that would be awesome. As long as you're together and you're enjoying it and the food's good, what does it matter?
There is no guidance in scripture about the meal for Christmas Day, so we're just kind of winging it.
All right. Stu, how about you? What are your plans?
Nothing, excuse me, nothing fancy this year. I've had people over before, and I have smoked a prime rib before. So, and that works out well. And all the mess is outside, so who cares?
Exactly.
Yeah. Nothing fancy.
Nothing fancy.
I had my party already last Sunday.
Okay.
So I was relaxed.
Mark?
And had lamb chops. All right.
Ooh. All right. That sounds good. Mark? Catch everybody up because I don't know whether I don't remember the last time you.
Oh, it's been years. It's been years.
A couple of years since you were at one of these.
Yeah.
Catch everybody up on. Well, you told us where you are. What do you do?
Okay, sure.
Just the short story, the short backstory.
The short form is I am by profession a hospital chaplain. I am an ordained Episcopal priest. And so I have a very part-time staff job at one of the local churches here. Have a family of 3 girls, 2, 5, and 11, and married. They're all healthy. I don't know. I guess that's a short form. Grew up in the Chicago area. Born in South Korea, and then headed up to the Twin Cities for grad school round 1, and then headed off to seminary because God kicked me in the butt and said, do this now. Like, okay.
And the Minneapolis St. Paul area was just the place you wanted to settle down, or?
I mean, that's just where I had been doing my graduate studies, and then
Beach Chicago.
Yes. and so I mean, I've been in the Twin Cities area for like 20 years now. So yeah.
Very cool. All right. So what plans have you got for Christmas, and what interesting meals have you got lined up?
The details unclear. I mean, I'm helping out with our Christmas Eve service. And then historically, my parents have come up from the Chicago area to visit. This year, unfortunately, my mom's mobility doesn't permit that. She's been having some additional health issues, so we will head down to the Chicago area the week after, Christmas, and then. But I'm debating whether to continue with what's become our traditional Christmas morning meal of lox and bagels. I will say my mother's side of the family is Jewish.
Okay.
And it's just become a thing over the past, 15 odd years that Christmas morning involves a bagel and lox tray from a deli.
Nothing wrong with that.
I mean, they are open on Christmas morning. It's nice and fresh. It's kind of like Chinese food.
It's kind of like the what is it? A Christmas Story.
Yeah.
At the end of A Christmas Story, when they go, the turkey dinner is destroyed, and they end up going to the Chinese restaurant.
The goose with the.
It's smiling at me.
Yeah. I saw a recent YouTube video saying that that in that scene, that actress was not told what would happen.
Oh,
so
really?
her reaction is a real reaction.
That was fantastic. I love that movie.
Yeah. So
what is so for those of you who kids grown up, and Marc, you've got the younger kids. So what has been the traditional plan for opening the presents? Are the kids opening day of? I know some people who open like one present every day of the 12 days of Christmas, which seems to me like torture for the kids. How do you typically do it? Marc, start with you.
I mean, for the kids, I guess we have it's just Christmas morning. We growing up, but we had an interesting tradition with. Growing up, my parents bought my brother and I a nutcracker every year, and so Christmas Eve we'd open up a nutcracker, like one of those wooden nutcrackers,
right?
And so from the time I was about 6 until through college. Every year my parents would buy us
no surprises, just but
it was just a different nutcracker,
right?
And then we'd head over to my aunt's, and then we'd celebrate Christmas Eve with her, and then one of the things I appreciated there was that it was that side of the family was very much Christian, very much faithful. And was a huge influence on me over time. Christmas morning was usually people when they're growing up they'd gather and convert to my parents' place, and it was a mishmash. but as I said, it kind of like the lox and bagels and like an egg casserole. And then we'd open up the gifts then. But
Gotcha.
yeah,
All right. Donnie, what did you do with the kids when they were young?
Well, I kind of have two different families. I've got an autistic son who doesn't talk. He lives in Montana. He's 48, and we would when he was young. Both my parents were still alive, and we'd go over on Christmas morning, a little later, and open up some presents there too. And then it was almost always turkey, which I didn't have any offense to that. And sometimes we would open a present on Christmas Eve, and then the rest of them on Christmas Day with Peter. Peter likes different stuff: albs, clerical shirts, big fat commentaries.
Okay.
He's actually writing an article right now for one of the journals in the LCMS. And it's on the differences between the Wisconsin Senate and the Missouri Senate.
Okay.
And so he seems to be one of the experts on that. He actually, when he was in college, he got started on that. And he went to college at Mequon, Wisconsin. And they had a lot of wells over there, and he actually interviewed one of the retired people who was fairly high in the church, and he got a lot of information, and they were just really open to sharing that information with him. So he's become the expert on that. He gets things like, theological books and stuff like that. He also gets some fun stuff, but it's good to have him back because we didn't have him last year because of vicarage. They don't get Christmas or Thanksgiving or Easter or any of those off.
Right.
It's like being an associate pastor, really. So, and
Marc and Stu, remember?
He's going to take and he's getting prepared. He's been told that he would probably end up in Montana, Idaho, or Wisconsin or Wyoming.
Okay.
That would be his preferred area, but maybe some other areas. There are some states that he said he didn't want to go to, like Illinois, Minnesota, those being a couple of big ones.
Well, and if y'all hold out another 6 months or so, you could always have the local boy come and take the call at your church.
They would not allow that.
They wouldn't allow that.
They would not allow it, nor would he want to do that. Yeah. So it's nice to have him. So we got to visit him at Thanksgiving and then we'll probably be in the spring, and we'll be making trips. In fact, he'll graduate the day before I have my 50th college get together, though it's kind of on the way to St. Louis. So we will probably just leave a little early and drive partway down there so we can make the morning chapel service on graduation day. And we'll be going down there for call day too, and that's right at the end of April. So that's when he'll find out where he's headed to.
All right. Lots of road trips in the future.
Yeah.
David, what were your traditions growing up, and with your kids? What was the gift given and the dinner and all the plans like for them?
Well, as far as the gifting, we did the same thing with our kids that we pretty well did growing up, which was a little bit on Christmas Eve, usually a small gift, something just to sort of take the edge off of the kids' excitement.
Right.
And then the main deal on Christmas morning. One of the interesting aspects of that with our kids, those last minute gifts that you get and you don't really have time to wrap and you don't want to sit under the tree just without anything. So we had red towels, a set of red towels that we had from our early days of marriage. And and what happened over the years, we just would put these red towels over the gifts and the kids sort of, that became a Christmas tradition to them.
The Christmas camouflage.
Yeah. And it was like, and one year it was like, we did manage to get everything wrapped and we didn't have the towels out. And the kids are like, well, where's the red towel gift? And it was like, okay, so sort of interesting tradition there. Mostly the meals are turkey, maybe ham, maybe turkey. Depends on the year. Nothing too fancy. Some years there'll be a Christmas breakfast. Some years it's, but usually one meal later in the day, munch all day. Tim, I like the charcuterie idea. Just grazing.
Right.
That's a great thing. By the way, Tim, I work on a sheepdog committee at our church. So, there are 18 of us, 19 of us now.
How big is your church?
About all told, about 900.
Oh wow! Okay. So yeah, that makes sense. 18.
Average 2 services on Sunday morning. Anywhere from 200 to 400, depending upon when and what and where, for each of those services.
Yeah.
Christmas Eve, 5:00 is going to be jammed. It will be jammed. Yeah. It always is.
All right. Tim, how about you?
Well, I grew up in an agnostic household, but my mother was all about the Christmas traditions of usually Great Britain because her mother was British. That is, she came to Canada from England. And of course, her grandmother was British too. So it's all about Christmas pudding and crackers and trees and lights and the whole bit like that. When I was in the Navy, active duty, of course, getting bounced around all over the planet, one of our great traditions was, put your fingers in your ears, Lutherans, but we'd go up to the Vatican City and we'd listen to their Christmas Mass. As my wife was Catholic, Roman Catholic, and since we were right there in the middle of Catholic Central, that's what we did. We just go up to Rome and, explore their Christmas. But as far as my family goes, on Christmas morning, that is before I, saw the light and became Lutheran, Christmas morning, we just plunged into the cornucopia quivering with desire and ecstasy of unbridled avarice. We just pour into the gifts, and everybody, of course, was kind of shagged out after that because none of the kids could sleep all night long in anticipation of what they got. But right now, in present times, we've simplified it a little bit. Of course, church is in our plans on Christmas Eve. And depending on who we have over on Christmas Day, once again, I said agnostic family, right? I don't want anyone to be uncomfortable. I'm not going to force anything on them. However, this Christmas, it's going to be kind of light. There's only going to be 5 of us, and we'll sit around and, have a scotch or two and, charcuterie boards and so forth. So it'll be a little quieter than it had been in years past.
All right. Stu, how about you? What was the... Now you moved to Florida from Washington State, but where were you from? Where are you from originally?
The People's Republic of California, but it wasn't like that back then.
Oh Lord! Back in the good old days, in the
back, I left in '76, and they let all these weirdos in from the East Coast. And I mean, my mom grew up there. And her dad was Danish or Danish ancestry. He went to medical school in Minnesota. and and so he got to San Jose where he did his internship, and so he stayed out there. But my mom was born there. My dad wasn't. He was born in Canada to British parents. So on my grandparents' side, yeah, they always would have very traditional, you know, as best as they could, considering that my grandfather and his sister, both their parents were dead by 1907. My grandfather was 13 at the time. And so, those things happened back then.
You had to create your own traditions.
Yep. And, but anyway, we, being Scandinavian on my mom's side, opening gifts on Christmas Eve was a normal thing. Plus, with my uncle and food, we had charcuterie board before. My mom always had cheese and crackers before it was popular. And anyway, but
before they had a fancy word for it?
Before they had a fancy word. Sort of like appetizers, now it's tapas or whatever. So, yeah, we'd open because on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day was more of a Santa gifts. We always had Santa gifts. I'll just shut up about Santa Claus. I don't like secular Santa Claus. I like St. Nicholas.
I like St.
He's
Nicholas.
cool.
Yeah. And we always, with our kids, we tried to make sure that Santa Claus was that guy, right? We tried to tie him to that tradition, but we didn't. We didn't. Well, let's see. When I grew up, we believed in Santa Claus, but it was very early on we figured out that Santa Claus was my aunt.
Mom, it was Dad.
Mom and my aunt and uncle. We went over to my aunt and uncle's house on Christmas Eve, spent the night. The gift opening was on Christmas Eve after dinner. And of course, the adults all spent as long as possible eating dessert and drinking coffee and talking while the kids sat at the top of the steps staring at the Christmas tree downstairs. They drug it out as long as they possibly could. And then we went downstairs and opened all the presents. We tried to do sort of the same tradition with our kids. And so they had some little things for on Christmas Eve, and then the big stuff that we would hide under the blankets, or the Christmas towels or whatever. We'd come up with something to hide them in the closets. The stuff that was just too big to wrap, or that we got at the last minute, like David said, you drag them out after the kids fell asleep. And I've got great memories of putting gifts and stuff together around the Christmas tree in the dark, pretty much, trying to not to make any noise. My kids didn't wake up, and then they wake up the next morning and find all that stuff. Now,
and be excited.
Yeah.
See, we always had a problem because my uncle was a fireman, and so therefore it alternated what holiday he had off. He'd have Thanksgiving or he'd have Christmas or something like that.
Right.
If my feeble brain remembers those things well enough.
Hey, Lloyd?
No yawning, David.
I have to bail out. I wish you all a Merry Christmas, and we'll see.
Have a blessed Christmas, Tim.
Good to see you, Tim. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Keep dry out there.
Yeah. This year, the last few years, when we got one out of the nest and just one left for a couple more years, we do Christmas Eve. Kids come over. My son and his fiance come over, and we do all that stuff. Open presents, make dinner. It's usually turkey and ham because my daughter does not like turkey, which is fine. I like both. So we do ham and turkey. And then we got a special this year because like a week after Christmas on New Year's Day, My son's getting married, so that's kind of cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Wow.
You'll be a grandfather soon, hopefully.
Yeah.
9 months.
I know it'd be cool.
Well, he's young, right?
He's 26.
Oh, so
yeah.
he's not so young. Is she young?
Yeah, they went to high school together.
Oh,
So
nice.
yeah, looking forward to that.
So I have a quick little question for you, Lloyd,
Okay.
and the other guys, I guess. Are there any particular smells that evoke Christmas memories? I'll start with one. Oftentimes, we would go to my grandparents' house for Christmas as a child, and they had a coal fireplace, a coal burning fireplace. They did not have central heat in the house.
Right.
This is in Kentucky, so it would get rather chilly. I can remember one Christmas at -13 with no central heat. Anyway, but they had these fireplaces in the house, and coal burning fireplaces, and we would throw orange peels into the fire. And so there is a memory of a coal fire with orange in it. Orange coal fire. And that is Christmas.
Coal fumes with orange zest.
Mm-hmm.
How often do you run across that smell, though? That would be such a unique smell that if you ever did come across it, it'd immediately jump out at you, I would think.
Even just the memory, I can smell it in memory.
Yep.
How does it change from the coal? What does the orange do to the coal? Because I know what coal smells like.
Yeah. It just has that orange
kind of
zest yeah. But it's an odd, but because of the memories, rather sentimental.
Yeah.
Sentimental memory smell. And sort of unique kind of thing.
The smell of a wood fireplace does it for me, because for us growing up, there was always the fire going downstairs at the aunt and uncle's with the Christmas tree and all the presents piled up, and the memory of my uncle stoking the fire and just the way that it smelled so good. And anytime
with the pine tree in there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. Does it for me instantly. That's the first thing that comes to mind is my uncle. That and pancakes, the smell of pancakes, because we would wake up on Christmas morning to my aunt and uncle fixing breakfast for everyone, and it was always pancakes. And the blue-gray game was on the TV, and we would pile on the couch and watch college football and stuff our face with pancakes and eggs and bacon.
Well, that particular grandparent, there are only 3 channels, but there were 3 channels, but you could only really get one.
I remember that. Yep. Yeah. It's hard to explain to your kids now that those experiences.
Oh yeah.
I remember when we only had one, and then your kids rolled their eyes at you.
Yeah.
Oh, so you'll get a kick out of this if you're mentioning grandparents. So there is a teenage boy and girl in our church. Their parents were in my children's choir 40 years ago. This family now attends our church. Their grandmother is and grandfather, dear friends of ours. But they were both, mom and dad were in our children's choirs.
Cool.
40 years ago when I was in ministry. Yeah.
Very cool.
Weird.
You're just getting old, David, unlike me. Or Dad, Donnie.
You know what we had usually on Christmas morning, my dad's mother was 100% Norwegian, so we had lefse, and we would take and we would put some cheese and some sausage, of course, in there, and maybe some scrambled eggs or something like that, and roll it up and eat it. We call them Norwegian breakfast tacos, is what we call them now, and we will have those. We will have those on Christmas morning at our house because we it seems to be that the non-Norwegian female side of the family has taken over the lefse making. The only one around is the only one of my dad's or mother's sibling is I have an aunt that's 93 years old, and that's the only one left of that side of the family. But I feel pretty fortunate at 71 that we still have that. But lefse was a big thing. Until I moved to Minnesota, we always had at home had a wood burning fireplace, but then I had wood burning stoves that we supplemented the heat in the house, and it was always good when I got to get 20, 30 below zero to just snuggle up close to that stove. I remember our cabin has a wood cook stove in it, and I remember that when that was in my grandmother's house. And when you go over there in the wintertime, you wanted to sit close to the stove.
Yeah. My grandfather's house up in the mountains in North Carolina has no central air, no central heat, or did. He's long passed, but his one front room had a wood burning stove in it. Walls were just black as pitch from all the years of soot and smoke. And it was the only room in the house that had any heat. So there was one, I remember once going up there and we got snowed in. We had to spend the night, and the bedroom's absolutely zero heat. So you had like this much blankets on top of you. You lay down, you can't even move. You're crushed by the weight of all the blankets. And if you didn't have that, you'd freeze to death because you didn't dare get up to go to the bathroom either, because the bathroom was a 2-holer 100 yards behind the house.
Mm-hmm. So, Lloyd, I have the privilege of keeping my grandmother's first quilt that she made, farmhouse quilt, for that situation. She made it in 1929, the year the Great Depression. That was the year they got married, was 1929. And so I have that quilt. It is made of old blankets and things like that. The quilt weighs like 30 pounds. You gotta work out just to lift the thing.
Yep. I remember those days. And I always wondered, why in the world don't they have any heat? What's wrong with them? So we grew up in Durham in modern facilities, and then you go up in the mountains and it's a completely different world.
Yeah. The coal story, the coal smell is from the grandparents. I can remember them getting indoor plumbing when I was 13.
Yep. I remember my dad having indoor plumbing installed at that house when I was in college. That was the first time. Crazy. The coal was the coal stove, I guess, right?
Coal fireplace.
Coal fireplace. Okay. Did that one room just get hot as blazes?
Oh yeah. Well, actually, there were three fireplaces in 3 bedrooms, and one. You mentioned the stove, Stu. There was one that had the stove in the other side of the house. So, big old rambling farmhouse. They just added on rooms when they needed another one.
Have a kid, build a room.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't have to worry about wiring.
No.
At first.
Not back then. My grandmother's, she had a coal cook stove in the kitchen that she kept going constantly, even in the summer. So,
But if you're cooking,
she's
you don't have a
but she
choice.
even when she had transitioned to electric and she didn't use it for cooking, she still used it for heat. And so, she got cold very easily the older she got, and everyone else, you'd walk in the house after school in the afternoon because my mom was working. We'd come home from school and stay with my grandmother, and it would be 90 degrees in the kitchen and 85 degrees outside.
Isn't it a little cold here? I've become very acclimated to Florida.
Oh, I'm sure.
It's 60 degrees out there, and I think it's colder than hell now. But I lived in Wyoming before that, too. So I know what cold is. I've worked in 40 below, and you know what? Don't want to do that anymore.
No.
I like it when it's warm.
That's why we like Atlanta.
Yeah. Kennesaw is a lot warmer than.
Oh, I need to tell you a little Kennesaw story.
Ooh, do tell.
So an 84-year-old man in our neighborhood found out that I did some instructing, and so I took him to the range. 84 years old, first time he's ever fired a firearm.
Really?
And so he's like,
was he just not obeying the law and not having a gun? Because aren't you supposed to have a gun in Kennesaw?
City ordinance, yeah. He actually had an air rifle, but it was he would kept confusing me because he has a bit of an accent and
Georgia accent or
no, the other side of the world, and so he kept saying air, and I kept thinking he was talking about an AR. And I'm going, what? And finally, AR, air. Oh, air rifle. Okay.
Air rifle. Okay.
Okay. Well, so he was so excited, though, about all of this. He said, in Georgia, I can buy a gun like right now. And it's like, yes. He goes, I want to buy your own gun right now. I'm going, are you nuts? You haven't even fired one yet. And I'm trying to tell him, calm down,
Try some things first.
He bought a Henry revolver, the really nice. And he's like, he was all into this, all excited. And
a single action?
If they're not single, it's a double.
It's a double.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they make a double.
Okay.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's beautiful handwork, brass, a brass frame.
So he didn't go cheap. He went all in.
Oh no, he had no intention cheaping out on this. And it's a gun, 357. No way am I going to put 350. I sent him home with 38s. No way. He had a hard time with the 22s. And when I got him onto the 9s, he was like, but it was cute. So
that's really cool.
It was fun.
That's really cool.
And now he's telling everybody,
I'm a gun owner.
Yeah. And he's telling me, you got to get David to take you to the range. It's
he's coming up some business for you. Free business.
Oh my. We'll see.
That's awesome.
He's one of those sweet people that I don't know that he would be driving anybody anywhere. So, but he's a sweet guy.
Very good. Well, guys, we're running up on the hour, and I thought so it's a good time to wind down here, I guess. Merry Christmas to all of you. I am really glad we got a chance to get together. And Marc, if you're still listening, it's good to see you. It's been ages. Glad you were able to join in. Stu, stay away from the alligators.
Don't have too many in Pensacola. I'd rather have alligators than pythons.
Yeah.
Unless it's the cold kind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. Exactly. Well, guys, thank you so much for your support. Thanks for coming out and hanging out a little bit and sharing some fun stories. And have a happy, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And we'll get together next month and find out who got what for Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Blessed
Merry
Christmas to
Christmas,
everybody.
Merry Christmas, guys.
Y'all have a wonderful evening.
You too.
Yeah.
For show notes, be sure to visit our website at www.armedlutheran.us. Check out the Facebook page, The Armed Lutheran, or join our Facebook group, Fans of Armed Lutheran Radio. If you like what you hear, please leave us a comment on our feedback page at armedlutheran.us/feedback or a review on iTunes and let us know what you think. Thank you for listening to Armed Lutheran Radio.